It's your legal bestie, Attorney Simone, and this is another episode of Girl, Is That Legal? Today we are following the ASAP Rocky trial. So last week we had ASAP Relly was on redirect, meaning the state already directly interviewed him, and then he was cross-examined, and now the state is basically trying to redeem his reputation as much as possible. So we're going to stay tuned for that. They have not come back. They were supposed to start literally about 10 minutes ago. And so we are still waiting. But in the meantime, drop where you're watching from. Y'all, my lips are ashy, so I'm going to get that together right now. Drop where you're watching from, but also drop any questions that you have in the chat. The way my ADD is set up, I'm really working on being on time better in the new year because, yeah, that's necessary. So, had a hearing this morning. It went very well. Got some clients some money. Here we go. Oh, we got New Jersey. We got Phoenix. California. It's Super Bowl this Sunday. Now, I was supposed to go to Super Bowl this Sunday. I'm not going this year. You know, my family's from New Orleans. I love me some New Orleans, and I was excited to go. Let me tell you about this little story while we're waiting for the show to start, aka trial. I was supposed to go to Super Bowl this weekend, but my homeboy, he retired from the Saints. So I was like, oh, okay. He said he was going. I was like, well, I'm gonna go with you. He was like, good. You'll be a good person to come with. I said, why is that? He said, because you get rid of all the cuckoo bugs. He's country. Talking about some like the boppers, like those kind of girls. Because me and him have only been friends for like 15 years, but like, you know, it makes the other girls go away. But I said, well, where are we gonna stay at? He told me something. Oh, I was gonna rent an RV. I said, okay. I said, well, that sounds cool. I said, well, where would we stay at? He said, oh, we'll park it wherever. No, that's not how that works. You cannot go to a 400-year-old city with a big old RV and just like park that bitch in front of Walgreens. That's not how that goes. So yeah, it's a quick little story time. So I was like, no, that's not. And then he breeds dogs, and he wanted to bring some of the dogs with him. So we're gonna have dogs, an RV, and a legal parking spot. So this sounds like oodles of fun, but I'm gonna have to pass this time. So I'm gonna be watching the Super Bowl on TV like normal human beings. Because I just the idea of possibly waking up to like a towed RV, not gonna do it. So West Coast, good morning. Yeah, so I'm not going to Super Bowl this year, even though it's in New Orleans, and it would have been a great fun day anytime and a good place to meet a mans. But that was just my brief story time. Oh, yeah, that was my brief story. Oh, I got a coupon from Chipotle, y'all, that just came through. Don't wait. Your exclusive offer ends Saturday. Oh, my God, please make it free guac. Please, 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 please. What is it? It's free guac. It's free guac, guys. Look. I don't know if you can see it. It's free guacamole. Oh, this is going to be an excellent week. It was really touch and go this week because this weekend was tough. But now that I got that free guacamole coupon, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. All right. Come on, ASAP. We want this. We need this trial to get it moving. It is the little things in life. Thank you, TK. We're just waiting for this trial to start. So let's recap from last week. All right. Now, last week, for me, put what you felt was a bombshell in the chat as you watched last week. And I have to say, for those of you who are new to my legal commentary and watching, I do my best. Hey, MD. I try not to talk over any testimony, but when we have breaks or when there's times when they're like working on the technical stuff is when I drop my commentary in. So I'm an attorney. I've been practicing for over 15 years. My primary practice is personal injury and legal strategy. I've done business law, I've done criminal law, I've done family law, I've done a plethora. I'm licensed in 3 states, Texas, New York, and New Jersey. Although my New York and New Jersey licenses are inactive, meaning simply I haven't paid the dues because I don't live there and haven't taken a lot of cases there. But that's kind of the breadth of my background. I graduated from Cornell Law School on almost a full ride. And after graduating, I graduated like when the economy was crashing and stuff. After graduating, I actually started my career as a fashion lawyer. I was an intellectual property lawyer. So I did trademark law. I did fashion law. I did counterfeiting. So I do takedowns like for those places on Canal Street in New York that would sell fakes. Forever 21 used to sell fake Christian Louboutins with red soles. Like I did all that. So I've had a breadth of experience. So when you come to the channel, you're going to get commentary on a variety of different, very popular celebrity legal topics. Now, for this past week, the testimony that really was given for me, one of the biggest bombshells that the defense presented was they asked Relly, have you ever shot a gun? And he said, well, I have a gun license, because he don't know how to answer a yes or no question with yes or no. He said, I have a license. They said, okay, when did you get your license? It was in 2023. And they showed a photo. Excuse me. They asked him about going to a gun range in 2023 or showing a photo. And he was like, yeah, that was me. And they asked him if prior to that, he had ever shot a gun. He said, no. They said prior to the incident at issue, the November 6th shooting incident, had he ever shot a gun? He said, no, baby. They pulled out a video from October, so less than a month before the incident at issue here, of him not only shooting a gun, but shooting a gun that was a 9mm. And they showed him even shooting at a gun range. Here's why that's significant. If you've ever shot at a gun range, which honestly most human beings haven't, then you may not realize that gun range, it actually has all kind of shell casings on the floor. You can pick them up and walk out with them. There's no limitation to that because they're everywhere. So I think they're trying to create or lay the implication that he really could have gotten the 9mm shell casings that he walked into the police station. He could have got them from anywhere. He could have got them from when he was shooting at this gun range. And the fact that he has a 9mm establishes the fact that those could have been his shell casings taken from any time. They also established that right afterwards, he did not go to the police. He did not go to the hospital until 3 days later. He went to the police 2 days later, not in LA where this happened. He went to the police in New York and gave those police the shell casings. So it's kind of weird. He said Taco had the receipts. So we call Taco Pina, we call the attorney for ASAP Taco because it's just easier. Oh, another MD says I couldn't believe he said maybe it's the makeup, so he couldn't recognize his own girlfriend. So that's just another example of how. Who is in my house? Somebody left my door open at my house. Okay, I got personal problems. But so there was a variety of things on the stand where Relly said he didn't remember. And part of what it was very clear that Relly was doing is he was trying to anticipate where ASAP's lawyers were going with their line of questioning. He wasn't just answering the question presented. He was trying to figure out where they're going with the question and then using that to determine how he wanted to answer. The problem is when you do that, it makes you come off as not credible to a jury because it almost looks like you're trying to think up your lie or trying to decide, am I going to tell the truth here or not? Because he was distinctly different when the state was asking him questions. When the state was asking him questions, he would elaborate sometimes, but it was never with like the attitude that he had. Now, don't get me wrong. If someone had shot me, I would be mad at them too. But you got to stay calm enough to, to answer the questions that are being asked, but also to not come off as a jerk. Because I'll never forget how in the Trayvon Martin case, one of the key witnesses was his best friend that he was on the phone with. And that poor little girl, she had such an attitude that it came out to the jury as, hey, if this is how aggressive his friend was, I can only, and she's a female, I can only imagine how aggressive he must have been to Zimmerman. No wonder Zimmerman pow-powed him. All right, we got another question. Wait, Brandis has a great question. She said, did we find out if it was Wale the rapper? I have not been able to confirm if it was Wale the rapper that they've been talking about in this. At one point, they referred to Wale with a full name, and it didn't sound like the Wale, whatever his name is, the rapper. The rapper's full name is Nigerian. So I don't even remember what it is, but it's Nigerian. This Wale reference in this case, his name sounded like, I almost feel like it was like a Jamal Wale, something else. I don't know, but it's unclear. Okay, another strange thing someone dropped in the chat as far as unusual things that they heard last week when we were covering the trial. They said, Linda says, it's unheard of for a victim to go back to the scene of the crime and find the shell casings. Yeah, for me, that was just like, come on, son. But it's a good chance everybody's lying. By that, I mean, ASAP may have truly shot him with a real gun, not a prop gun. So that is the defense here. The defense is it's not aggravated assault with a semi-automatic weapon because it wasn't a semi-automatic weapon. And then Relly is saying that he was injured. He has these injuries on his knuckleballs that he keeps showing everybody. Let me see if I can share those. Here we go. We got these. Oh, look me poke, baby poke knuckles. Here we go. I'll make it bigger. Look at his poor knuckles. Oh man. Make it bigger. Hold on. Here we are. Shout out to our girl Megan Cuniff. She is a journalist who covers legal affairs, particularly celebrity lawsuits. So these are the injuries. Again, so with these injuries, Relly wants us to believe that they came from this case, came from being shot at. The problem is that, or what I think is, it doesn't look like that. It looks like these could have come from a fight. Now, Relly swears he did not fall, even though he was in the fight with his buddy. He didn't fall at all to where these would have come from falling. However, I think what Relly is missing, he could have still sued this man for millions, even without the grazing of the knuckles. He could have said it was PTSD. He could have said he was freaked out. And most importantly, he could have said, and this is where the money could have come from, he could have argued in his civil lawsuit that he's suing for the emotional distress because ASAP blackballed him and that people no longer want to work with him. He probably could have got 2-3 million from that, whether it was the knuckles or not. Because now he's trying to claim permanent injury to his hand and child, the way he's been giving testimony and doing all this, boy, you ain't got no permanent injury to your hand. All right, what else did you guys, anything else that you learned? Yep, it did say the fashion industry does not like to pay people. I believe it. Oh, yeah. Downtown said, couldn't believe that he doesn't know what his girlfriend looks like. Yep. Bombshell was when we heard him talking on the call to Wale. Yes, that was the call where he was like, man, I'm about to get some money from ASAP, blah, blah, blah. Like he was very much talking about how he was going to get paid. Relly was going to get paid as well. Oh, another factor is that Relly tried to delete text messages. So he deleted text messages from his phone before he went to the police and turned over his phone for the police. So it deleted and did not provide things like right after he so-called found the shell casing. Right after that, he texted a photo of it to the agent, like that evening, to ASAP, and said, "You shot at me." Yeah, everyone is still talking about the fact that he really went back and found his own gun shells. And here's the thing about finding your own gun shells is that if I saw gun shells that I thought were from my fight, I'm not picking them suckers up. I'm immediately calling 911 and say, hey, I was just shot at. like 30 minutes ago. I left to safety. I've returned. I found the casings. Could you have some cop come collect this evidence? Boom. Why didn't he do that? I would have loved to have heard his answer to that question. Why did you sweep them up yourself? Once you saw them, why didn't you call the cops? Oh, and by the way, guys, they tested the shell casings. They have none of it, Rocky's DNA and none of Rocky's fingerprints. They have no fingerprints at all. Let's get these likes up, please. We've got over 200 in the chat. We are waiting. We're going to start any minute now. We're getting a little recap of the ghetto-ness and the craziness of trial last week. They got to come on. I want to hear dude continue to embarrass himself. Let's see, what else do we have? What other bombshells or surprise information did you find out? Drop it in the chat that you found out. He is a laughing stock right now. His new name is ASAP Telly. Anika. Yeah, Sexy Brown said when the state was asking him questions, he was ready to skip off the stand. Is Relly's credibility offset by Rocky being on tape pulling the gun and defense not producing the gun? So for me, I am very much like, whoa, why isn't the defense producing the gun? But here's what's weird. It's looking like they don't have to. So the state, for example, let me give you an example, because I think that's a recurring question I've seen in the chat, is that it depends on what was subpoenaed from the defense. So one thing that usually happens is the subpoena says, give us what you have in your possession. I anticipate part of their reasoning for not providing the gun is he doesn't have it anymore. But not having it anymore is suspect. There's another thing that can happen, and it's called asking the judge to give the jury a particular jury instruction. So specifically, there's a thing in court that can be done where basically if a piece of evidence would have been helpful to your side, or if a piece of evidence could have been hurtful for your side, and that evidence just miraculously comes up missing, the other side who would have used that to be like, to help prove their case. So here, the state, there is hair on my mouth. What is wrong? Sorry, guys. I'll repeat that. The state could say, hey, judge, we want an instruction to the jury that says the reason they didn't produce the gun is because the gun would have been favorable to our side. In other words, the gun likely would have been a semi-automatic and it would not have been a prop gun. They could ask the judge for that. I can't tell so far whether they have. It does not appear so. We would have known that in the media if that was the case. But that is what's called an instruction. It's an instruction you can request if you believe the other side has intentionally destroyed evidence. So it only comes place if they've intentionally destroyed or withheld evidence, then that can be done. But yes, so Pro Woman asked, is Relly's credibility offset by Rocky being on tape, pulling the gun, and the defense not producing the gun? Here's the thing. Rocky has never denied pulling the gun and having a gun. In the opening, they said, yep, he had a gun. But what they're saying is he had a prop gun. He pulled out a gun. Yes, it looks real, but that it was a prop gun that he allegedly obtained from the set of one of Rihanna's music videos. Oh, and by the way, Rihanna will not, in OT, she will not be a witness. How do I know? Because she's sitting there in the courtroom. So the law states that if you are going to be a witness in a trial, you cannot sit and listen to any other testimony. And that is because they don't want you to get to hear what someone else says and then get to lying. So they keep all witnesses outside of court. And that's how come sometimes you'll see some, like, especially in the South, you'll see some unscrupulous prosecutors where they don't want it to look like that defendant has any support. So they will literally list the defendant's mom, dad, brother, sister, wife, kids, anybody who could have sat behind him in like a sense of support to the defendant's innocent. They'll list them so that person cannot be in the courtroom the whole trial. I've seen that happen before in criminal cases, and it's really messed up. All right, he's a laughing ASAPs or laughing stock right now. We covered that one. Hey, True Hebrew. Hey, guys. It says, at this point, Simone, everything out his mouth is crazy to hear. Yeah, the problem is 24 years is on the line. So he has to be sure. Also, the issue with the civil suit. Oh, let me be clear on this. Hey guys, guess what? The jury is not allowed at this point, the jury's not allowed to know he's facing 24 years. I think that's messed up. That is messed up. So what happens is this. There are two stages in a criminal case. There is the guilt innocence, and then there's sentencing. In the guilt innocence stage, they're not allowed to say this person it could be facing 24 years if you find them guilty. Because they said, how many years is not relevant to the guilt. But I think that's a damn lie. I think if someone knew, if I say guilty, he's facing 24 years, they'd be like, nope, not gonna do it. But that's the same reason why courts don't let you know that. So first is just the guilt innocence. And then if and only if someone is found guilty, do they then tell the jury, all right, this is the range of sentencing that you could give that person. Let me know in the chat. Do you think that that's wrong? Do you think that before you find someone guilty, if you're a juror, you should be able to know how much time they would be facing if you found them guilty? Because I've been on a jury where we sentenced a man to 30 years and I'm pretty sure he didn't commit the crime. And I really hate that we were not given the information with regards to how much time he would be facing before we voted guilt or innocence. Because I certainly would have more likely tried to hang the jury, as in like held out. But I was a baby. I was only like 21 at the time. I was getting ready to go to law school. Ooh, good point, Linda. Gunshots usually burn the flesh, not bruises. Yeah. Does that look like a burn to y'all? Not to me. Here we go.
Well, I went through my Instagram story because I didn't understand the question he asked. It was too fast. It was 3 years ago. I didn't know I needed homework.
So you went back to Instagram to look at the video surrounding that to figure out where that video was shot?
Correct.
And it was from that you figured out that you were in Los Angeles at that time?
Yes, I was.
Do you remember the date that video was captured?
I think it was...
Well, I think the testimony on cross was that it was captured on October 19th of 2021. Does that sound right?
That's correct.
And when you went back and looked at the video, was that what you observed as well?
Yeah, I had a story mode with a bunch of pictures, and I had multiple guns, not the two guns he showed. I had
October 19th
a lot of guns on the table.
was when he was.
So my question though was that the video was shot on October 19th, correct?
Yes, it was.
You said you were here on business, correct?
Yes.
What do you remember what day you flew in?
The 16th.
So October 16th, 2021?
Yes.
And after the video was shot, did you leave Los Angeles prior to this incident that we've been talking about in November?
Say that again, please.
Yes. So you fly in on October 16th.
Yeah.
The video was shot October 19th. When did you next leave Los Angeles?
The 20th.
Of October?
Yes.
Okay. And when you flew out of Los Angeles, was that also, where did you fly to, you know?
I flew to New York, and then a few days later I went to North Carolina.
Let's see if this one's getting stuck. Hold on. They about to piss me off. We're going to switch.
A commercial.
Huh?
Yes, it was.
You said you were here on business, correct?
Yes.
What, do you remember what day you flew in?
There we go.
16th.
I think these are the same posts from Friday, y'all.
October 16th, 2021?
Yes.
And after the video was shot, did you leave Los Angeles prior to this incident that we've been talking about in November?
Say that again, please?
Yes, so you fly in on October 16th.
Yeah.
The video is shot October 19th. When did you next leave Los Angeles?
20th.
Of October?
Yes.
Okay. And when you flew out of Los Angeles, was that also, where did you fly to, do you know?
I flew to New York, and then a few days later I went to North Carolina.
When you flew out of Los Angeles to New York, was that a commercial flight or a private jet?
What does this matter?
Did you have to go through security?
I did.
When you flew to Charlotte or North Carolina?
Oh, he's trying to say he couldn't go through security with the bullet shell casing. But I don't know that that's.
You were asked questions on cross-examination about what was contained in certain police reports. Do you know what's contained in the police reports?
No.
Have you read the police
This is
reports?
a new trial. This is not a rerun.
Did you have any control over what the police wrote in the report? And if I may just clarify before you answer that, for instance, did the police officers read back to you, here's what I'm going to put in the report before they wrote their reports?
No.
Do you know what is captured in all of the surveillance video that was collected in this case?
No.
Have you had an opportunity to watch all of the video, or have you only been shown snippets or short clips from the video?
I was shown short clips and very few. I didn't see much.
Okay. Your Honor, I have my next exhibit, a DVD with a transcript.
24. It's a transcript?
It's a DVD with a transcript.
All right, the DVD will be 24. Transcript will be 25. And, Alex?
Yes, sir.
Make sure everybody gets one. Yes, sir. You all have it?
You don't yet, Your Honor?
They don't, or?
Oh, they do. I said you do not.
Right, I don't.
I will give you.
No, this is not cross. This is called redirect. So it's not cross. It's called redirect. This is the state trying to revamp his reputation, basically. There you go. The state's trying to redeem his reputation.
Let me see how the next one. 1 second.
Hold on. Oh, hold on a second. Wait. Let me just. Yeah, this is the state. Wait. Oh, no. Sorry. Recross. I'm trying to. Hold on. No, this is the state. Yeah, the guys on the left are the state. Apologies, guys. And then the guys on the right are, Once redirect is done, the next witness should be called up. Rarely, Taco will have to ask special permission if he wants to ask really anything else. Not usually.
The only file contained on this.
That like button.
24.
No new info. Great question. No new info. All we can do is clarify what was discussed in the prior.
You should ask him if he knows what it is.
I was going to do that afterwards, but I have it paused here at the very beginning, Mr. Efron. You recognize what you see there?
Yeah, I'm looking at a video.
Are you depicted in that video?
Yeah.
Which one are you? You can point
Yeah.
it out for us.
No, I don't believe the defense will be able to, unless it's like a special circumstance.
I think he indicated the only person in the video wearing a hat
Like,
specifically has, it looks like a red.
If the state went outside the scope of what they were supposed to
and if
talk
the
about, and something poignant happened, then they may
stamp at the bottom here says December 17th, 2021. I know dates are hard for you to recall,
Yes.
but those sound about
might get
right
picked up on his way out of
when
court
we first
today.
watched the video these days.
Yes, so yes.
All right, would you trust the date stamp over your own memory?
Yeah.
And the two people that we see at the bottom of the screen, do you know what either of their role is in this case?
The dish detectives, Menifee and Flores.
Oh, you remember their names too? Okay. So would Flores be the one more towards the center of the screen and Menifee be the one in the far bottom right-hand corner?
That's correct.
Okay. All right, here, I'm gonna play the video.
Doesn't like get on the same boat.
It's 4 corners where everything seems to take place. It's gonna be pretty real because this is a lower lens camera. This is the only thing we have in that location. What is it? This is the stop sign, the intersection. Oh, so the street up. Okay, red line is where you guys go left in front. Okay. So right now it's 22. Oh, yeah, you guys see everything. 22, 12. So as you're walking, can you describe who's walking ahead or Rockies?
The warrants are traffic warrants, driving without a license.
It was on the side of me telling me like, because they're listening to what I'm saying. Like, being told like I'm literally letting them have it.
Right, you're going to.
Yeah. So then I think told me a little bit more closer to me before he shoots. But when he shoots, the shit ricocheted and hit me. And then once it ricocheted, that's when he shot down every time too. He shot down.
He shot
So
down.
the second time, but then it looked like he was not trying to shoot down the second time because when I had arrows like this, he just running the bullets and trying to shoot around those.
All right, so we're down to that point to see what kind of occurs. It's not that it's a great picture, but let's see what you can kind of best achieve.
I see me come back and grab the bullets too. And you see me run right. That was my brother.
Okay, it's still to really make out. If you can kind of see pictures, you can see the activity. That's why we're showing to you.
I
Like,
didn't want to go, like, he's so good, I did not want to go to the cops right away. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
and we'll talk about that in the next sense.
What is he saying? So we've got Relly on redirect by the state, trying to redeem his reputation. Relly currently has for driving without a license and careless driving out of New Jersey. It's not a big deal. And no, he's not going to get arrested in Cali for that.
So you see, oh shit. You back in the middle?
James, I told you Jamal ran. He ran and went around the corner. Yours was the one that I was holding. She kind of turned around and just started coming to him. The shooting, go back up, right there.
And we get the time here. Alright, looks like the figures come in at 22:16:51.
So the first person we see is going to be Rocky.
Yeah, that's right. He probably took that one right there.
Alright, now we're just gonna look for someone behind him. Looks like he's wearing a red. And then there's 2 armed visions.
So the person in white is.
That's 12 runs. He's still trying to shoot. Who's that? Oh, I'm playing it. Rocky runs.
That's Rocky.
Yeah, it's Rocky running. And that's 12. And that's me and girls arguing.
You're arguing, you're pointing to one side of the screen closer to the intersection where you guys came through.
Is that his looking up?
What is he saying? I'm having trouble hearing
Yeah,
it.
I went to see where I went.
I need to get to the point.
And he just had words. After that, he had mad snot and crying from his eyes. And he said, "It was like he killed him." I said, "Oh, nigga, I don't know this fucking guy. What the fuck you talking about?"
Yes, defense can
I
always.
mean, that would make sense. I mean, I'm sure you'd be emotional too after that. Yeah. Alright. So, you good with that clip?
Play one more time. So Rocky.
I still can't make out the activity because it's so crazy, but it's
Right.
but what I can see.
The reason you're grabbing and you're
Was that the?
That's considered, yeah, when I turn, when Jamal turns, Rocky turns around.
Okay. Got the stop sign.
Damn, it's small, this flash right there.
Come around, 22:17.
Yeah, she's like,
You see three roughly scrambling me.
So she's at the stop sign, right? First time.
yes, that's what, alright, so I'm literally grabbing, it was every which way, you see the back of my hoodie, that's why it was so bad, because I'm literally tossing every which way, Rocky's turning, run from me. You see the back of my hoodie, I'm everywhere, I'm like in the back of the street, around the street.
Okay. Go to the next clip.
So this is the cops showing Relly footage of the shooting.
That's at 6 minutes and 3 seconds on the video player. Up to that point, the video that you were shown, is that the video from a distance that shows the corner of Selma and Vista Del Mar that's blurry?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm gonna keep playing.
It's channel 5 of this billboard. So it's going to be same location, different angle of the camera. It's going to be positioned a little bit on the other side of the building. So this is kind of faces as the street kind of curves around, it still faces the street. So when I see the people run away, you identify Rocky and then Charlie, and then eventually goes walking.
The nursing game girl.
Kind of, again, identify these people as they go by. Obviously, 10 was right there. Starting 22:17.
Lord, that thing is buzzing. Do it. What's the point? Look at my head.
22:17, 37. So again, these are just different angles.
See, that's why I really don't remember. I really understood that. It was just unfortunate.
Yeah, we trust you. We look at everybody and everybody has a role. Some people, it doesn't mean that they're involved, that they knew. You know, that's why some
actually come.
some people are witnesses, and I mean, that's just, like I said, it's unfortunate. There's one last video I think we can do the exit.
Did y'all see how you pulled up? Did you see how he pulled up in his caddy truck? Or how did he come? That's good. That's good.
Okay, this is where the street that the rock mouth comes out to. This will be in Central. This is long video. So this is actually also very 10 o'clock. So I'm gonna push forward.
What is the purpose? Like, they just need to tell us, why are you making us look at this? Hey guys, we only got 100 likes, but there's only over 250 watching. Let's hit that like, please. It helps to get them to recommend this. So he's identifying where he is on this footage. No, they haven't shown us why. Yeah. Redirect doesn't seem fair because now the victim can change his answers and the defense doesn't get another chance. I think the expectations, if he changes his answers, the jury will see it for being dishonest. Although it could be in some instances clarification. I know. Tell us the purpose, like get to it. I'm wondering if this is to, like previously he was unable to identify his girlfriend in the video. I wonder if this is to show a clip of previously him knowing where the girlfriend was. Remember he said he came back and collected the shells with the girlfriend. Yeah. This noise is pretty terrible. The minute, once they stop showing this stupid video, the noise should quit. Let's see. I was honestly trying to see if if the video from the other channel was any better. No, they're both as terrible. Both. What? Hurry it up. So this is the state showing this video.
So, number after this question is, obviously, you can see, you talking to the same person,
And then it's 2 million close after that.
right, it's like, you know, so, and this, he's walking the campus.
Good question, Tiffany. They said it took 9 months for charges to be brought.
Mr. Efron, is that video accurate to reflect the very first time you watched this video?
Yes.
Mr. Tucker, I'm going to ask you a lot of questions about specific times that certain events happened. Do you remember specific times that you sent text messages so many years ago?
That's part of the week ago.
Do you remember specific dates that you took photographs?
Not many days ago.
Do you remember specific dates and times to post pictures to Instagram?
Not 3 days ago.
Nobody expects him to remember him for 3 years ago. But they do expect him to know if it was before or
Are
after.
there many details that you have a clear memory of in this case, but you can't say exactly what time things occurred, or even necessarily exactly what word things happened? Is that a correct statement?
I mean, if I was prepared and understood, yeah, I'll be able to answer. So,
They're trying to.
I know when.
Well,
That's fine.
as this incident was happening, was this a traumatic incident to you?
It was.
Were there things about this incident that you were focusing on and things that you were not focusing on? Yeah, were you, when the defendant pulled the gun out on you, were you
What
focused
a
on?
dumb
the gun?
question.
Yeah.
In that moment, were you focused on what Twelby was doing?
I mean, I got a little glimpse. I was mostly focused on Rocky.
Okay.
Notice how differently he answers their questions because he feels like their questions are going to help him.
17. And I believe in his question of you,
The knuckles are back.
he asked you questions about either when the photograph was taken or when the injuries that you received in that photograph were from. I just want to clarify, do you remember the exact date that picture was taken?
I mean, he didn't show me no time or.
Just yes or no.
Do you know if it was within a day or a couple days of the shooting in this case?
I know it was after the shooting because my hand, I just wasn't able to see the time.
The injuries in that photograph, were those the injuries you sustained at the time of the shooting?
Yes, it was.
When he asked you questions about those injuries, either he asked you or you mentioned something from the ground. What were you talking about related to the ground when it came to those injuries?
I could really shake or something.
Like something bounced off the ground and hit your hand?
Yeah, I was able to tell, but I know instantly my hand was hot. Like after the first shot.
At the moment you're saying you felt your hand was hot, where was your hand in relation to the ground?
On my side.
So it wasn't on the ground.
No, it wasn't on the ground.
Was it in the air?
Yeah, my hand was on my side.
Did you physically punch or strike Bills that night?
No.
Other than grabbing Bills by the sweatshirt, did you do anything else physical to Bills?
Nah, he was protecting me. Well, regardless of what I said to him, he did the film, he was trying to protect me.
Which is your dominant hand, your right or your left hand?
All right.
And which hand was injured?
Left.
If you need to pull up the surveillance video, and I will, but Mr. Efron, at the moment the gun was fired, to your recollection of being here that night, was there anyone between the four of you who was acting like that gun was fake gun?
Absolutely not.
Can you explain to the jury what you were doing with Bills in that moment that the gun first pulled at the intersection of this and Del Mar and Selma?
When it first got pulled,
Yes.
I was just shocked that he pulled the gun. And it was so close to me after the first shot, I just instantly ran back.
Did you?
I didn't know what he, no, it wasn't behind me, it was off to the side of me, so it was easy to grab.
And what did you?
I used another shoe, and we shoe,
How so?
grab him up, put him in front rock.
Between the two of you.
Yeah,
Mr. Tapina has alleged that
Right.
not only was
Ooh, good point.
the defendant had that night, but you knew that was off of that.
Same.
Legally, he can, but he never will be charged for that.
The gun used that night was a prop gun.
he said, anyway,
That's it.
So I'll ask the question, have you heard that there's an allegation that the defendant used a prop gun that night?
no, I never heard of a prop gun ever before, like,
Never before.
never before ever.
Well, you were asked questions on direct examination about a prop gun, correct?
From Tapia, Mr. Tapia?
No, when I asked questions.
Okay.
So are you aware that there's an allegation in this case that the gun the defendant had was prop gun?
Oh, wait, can you pull up? I didn't understand the question.
Oh. Yeah, just say this one of the questions. Ask the question about editorial.
Sure. Are you aware that it's claimed that the defendant had a prop gun that night?
No, I'm not aware of any of that problem.
Did you believe that night that you had a problem?
Yep.
Of course not.
At any point that night, did you accuse the defendant of shooting at you with a real?
Yes, I told them my text.
What
Mhm.
text are you referring to that you sent?
When I sent them, probably like this 30 hour after, I was making probable cause, I tried to try to kill me. Try to take me with my daughter.
Okay. Are you referring to, and I can zoom in on people 21, page 3, you tried to tell me?
Yeah, you try to,
All right. And then on page 7, was this the text you were referring to about taking you away from your daughter?
yeah, and we're setting me up, trying to take me from my daughter.
Okay. At any point, did you respond to your text messages to tell me that it was a fake gun?
No, never given a response after that. It was good.
That's a good point.
Yeah, everything you have to know, sir, just if you're asking us some questions, please say.
Please, we won't be here all damn day. Yes or no? What happened to his hair?
At any point in time after this incident, did you send a text message to 12B indicating that the defendant shot at you with a real gun?
Yes.
Next exhibit, what is it?
How many pins?
It is 580.
Oh my God, I can't buckle my pants. Excuse me, guys. I'll be right back. Jesus, I ate too much this weekend. Oh my God. Thank you, Adventurin.
26 with the text messages to.
Rocky's manager is supposed to take the stand when it's the defense.
I'm going to show you the top of people's 26. You recognize this to be your text thread between you and 12E?
Yes.
It's supposed to be his right hand that was struck.
Yeah.
Okay. And that would be the same 12E that we've been talking about, who was present that night.
Yes.
Okay. Want to go to
Oh, I forgot y'all can't see me. I'm sorry, guys.
at the
Can't buckle my
in the
pants.
middle of the page, there's a text message that you sent from Jarrell to 12E that said you good, and the time is at 9:44 p.m. on November 6th, correct?
Correct.
That would have been the last text message you sent him immediately before this incident. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay, the very next text message, bottom of page 3, is a text message from you to 12E that says, y'all set me up, no words with an emoji. And that's November 8th, 2021 at 6:57 a.m., correct?
Correct.
So that would be your next message to 12E after the shoot, correct?
Yes.
And if you need, I will approach and you can look through it, but did 12 ever respond to that text message to you?
No.
You know that,
I'm gonna
without even,
be the only person responsible to it.
okay. But 12 never responded back to you to tell you that it was a fake gun, did you?
No.
Last equals 27. Okay. This will be a little more tricky. Mr. Armand, equals 27. If you can, look at the front page. I have the numbers blacked out. And you didn't have this number saved in your phone. Do you agree? There's no big name underneath it.
Yes.
Can you tell from the content?
Although nobody raised back and said it was a fake gun, ASAP does say, say something like nobody shot you or who shot you, something along those lines.
I can't see what it said though.
So you receive a message,
Oh, yeah.
you respond, you responded, and then you receive a message.
Yes, it was.
Okay,
Yes, it was a lot.
you agree?
Yes, I agree.
Okay. So let's go to page 3. The middle text message on that page, November 6th at 10:07. You texted Elijah out front, correct?
Correct.
And that is, would you agree that's the last message you sent it to Elijah or Hills, it was prior to this shooting, correct?
Yeah, prior to it.
And then the last text at the bottom, that would be a text you sent to Hills on November 8th, 2021 at 6:56 a.m., correct?
That's correct.
And then it says, y'all set me up with a hard one, correct?
Mm.
Did Elijah ever respond to that text message?
Yeah, I think it's something a lot of people talking.
How would Elijah say it? At any point, would Elijah respond to say that it was a fake gun that night? Your Honor, may I offer an offer on that? I'm seeing offer an honor.
Okay.
All right.
I understand, all right, you check those.
Did Elijah ever respond that night to say that it was a prop gun in any way?
No.
Elijah may not have known it was a prop gun though.
Did you ever hear about a prop gun or a starter pistol or a fake gun related to this case before
Yes.
January 21st, 2025?
They said in
The day
opening they were
jury
not,
selection started?
or in a hearing they were not going to present the gun.
If you had known or believed that the defendant had a prop gun, would you have used Hills as a human shield?
None of that would happen. No.
You described before that after you used Hills as a human shield, the defendant was trying to move around Hills. Is that your prior testimony?
That's correct.
Can you explain if he was using a prop gun and you knew it was a prop gun, and the defendant knew that you knew it was a prop gun, why you would have to move the body around Hills?
Objection. Or question, so that. Speculation. Question.
You were there that night, Mr. Efron, correct?
Okay.
November 6, 2021, night.
Yes.
Are you aware of any reason why the defendant would have needed to move around Hills like that if he was using a prop gun?
Objection. Speculation. Can you say that again, please?
Are you aware of any reason why the defendant would need to move around Hills like that if he was using a prop gun?
Oh, good point.
No.
Shooting like this, pow, pow, like. But no,
To your memory,
I think that's just naturally how you move a gun.
Did 12 behave in a way that indicated that he knew it was a prop gun?
Objection. What another.
Adventuring, they may have done that in a preliminary hearing
You saw how 12 behaved.
because they could do that in a preliminary hearing and don't have to do it in front of the jury.
You also saw how 12 behaved from the surveillance video, correct?
Correct.
In your opinion, is that in any way consistent with a prop gun being used?
No.
Mm.
How did he behave? How do you remember?
He ran across he ran behind the wall.
Away from the defendant?
Yeah, just withdraw.
Okay. That night, November 6, 2021, how many shots did you believe the defendant fired at you to the best of your knowledge?
Seven to four. It was 2 to 4.
Have you consistently stated from your memory that the defendant fired 3 or 4 shots at you?
Yes, that was in all of my statements.
When you were interviewed by the
Yes or no?
Police officer at Hollywood Station on November 8, 2021, how many shots did you tell him the defendant fired at?
3 or 4.
When you were interviewed by a detective from the Hollywood Station over the phone on November 9, 2021, how many shots did you tell him the defendant fired at?
Always have to do well. That's what I thought. This town.
I don't remember the reason that's been given.
I just started 3 or 4.
When you were interviewed by the 3 detectives, Menifee, Flores, and Macho over the phone on November 9, how many shots did you tell them that you believe the defendant fired at?
Just 3 or 4. That's what I thought it was.
And then when you testified at the preliminary hearing on November 8, 2023, you were asked how many times did the defendant fire the gun, what was your answer?
3 or 4.
When you went to the scene that night, how many extended cartridge casings did you find?
About 2.
When you went to the police station, even though
Correct.
you only had 2 5
Yes,
cartridge
they don't.
casings. Did you still tell them that you thought it was 3 or 4 gunshots?
I did, that's what I thought.
Are you aware that you've been accused by the defense of having planted those 2 cartridge casings at the scene?
I am.
Was there anything preventing you, if you planted those casings, from bringing the same amount of casings, 3 or 4, that you
Good
were
point.
bringing to police?
Can you say that again, please?
Yeah.
You don't
Was there
understand.
anything preventing you? If you actually did plant those cartridge casings, was there anything preventing you from planting 3 or 4 at the scene that night? Like you later
Versus just
told
2.
have been shot?
Yeah, if I planned that would have been exactly what I said.
But you didn't plant them,
Right
right?
now, I never planned nothing.
You brought in the 2 casings because that's what you found.
That's exactly what I found.
Ooh, what do y'all think of that?
Was it much later in this case, after you heard audio from the video, that you came to the conclusion that it was actually 2 shots that were fired?
I thought so too.
Much later in this case, after you heard. Was it much later in this case, after you heard audio from the video, that you came to the conclusion that it was actually 2 shots that were fired?
Oh. Yes, after I heard the audio, I realized it was 2 shots.
Had you heard the audio recording before you gave any of the statements to police or the prior DA, Fred Engel?
I only heard the audio and preliminary hearing, which was like almost 6 weeks of it.
And that happened after all those statements were taken.
Correct.
And the statement they gave to the prior DA, correct?
Correct.
Did you even know that video existed before it was played in preliminary hearing in November 2020?
Richard.
What video?
The one that has audio, the 2 gunshots.
No, I didn't know that was, I didn't know a lot of evidence.
He's suing for $30 million in the civil case. I like that last point he made. Oh, he is getting it to recross. Okay.
Speaking of saying, you always said 3 or 4 shots. Talk about Wally's cheek the other day. Remember Wally?
I don't remember, I mean,
You know who Wally is? Sorry.
let's go, Mrs. Harper, you want to go?
Well, we're gonna go when we ask my question.
You
know
can't.
who Wally is?
I do.
Okay. In fact, you
It's
told
who?
Wally he shot you 5 times, right?
No, I didn't.
You just said,
No, I didn't.
and by the way, speaking of Wally, last Thursday was my first day of cross-examination of you, and I asked you about a statement you made to Wally that morning.
The question they say this, the morning.
The morning of the examination, yes, sir. The morning of the examination last Thursday, I asked you a question about Wally. You stated you may have made Wally. Which you did not. At the lunch break, Mr. Efron, you called Wally, correct?
I called him after everything because, I mean, you guys got, y'all whipping up lies over here. None of it, you have no evidence.
Hold on,
that I
Mr.
have.
Efron, you're not answering this question. Let's talk about the lunch break. Ask it.
And I'm not, and I'm
Mr.
not.
Efron, wait, ask the other question.
Wally's name was brought up, examination, right? They said you made it. On the reports, you say you're fake. You call Wally.
It's a compound question, it is 3 questions. All right, you were inquiring about whether you made a phone call at the lunch break following your, beginning of the process. You understand the question? You call following your lunch break?
No,
You just called after court.
yes, I did.
Mm.
And, why did you call Wally?
Because, I mean, you guys is just lying, lies after lies. You can't back it up.
Called Wally in the
You guys
middle
are-
of testifying.
Can't back it up.
I mean, you can't,
No.
you can't.
You're
not supposed to do that.
All right, stop. Let's go ahead. Ask another question.
I'll explain on break.
Your Honor, say, can the court instructed previously, and this editorialized Mr. Lennon not being at his wrath?
Right,
He's right.
but I
It's
know,
like
you
night
wouldn't
and
say
day.
saying,
I
I'm
don't
only
think
got
that's
the
what you're saying.
Don't editorialize.
And you strike this answers.
They are not responsible.
They are not. Anyway, so you called him because we were presenting fake evidence to you?
Yes or no?
I don't know, man. Is this,
Why don't you call Ms.
because
Efron?
you guys just keep playing fake audio to me, like fake stuff. I never said none of that to him. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't fit in with this case. You're trying to slip it in.
Okay, stop. All right, you have a question?
So that's why you called Bob.
I mean, you guys are saying I'm cool with him, and I got his number, and he's making up fake lies. That's like, he didn't even answer, so I don't even know what we're talking about.
What?
You're not interested. What are you gonna say? He answered and make up another school for?
What's going on is he heard the call between him and Wale, and then after court, while he was still,
Yeah, the entire answer is
he
not.
called Wale to be like, "Yo, what's up? What's up with this?"
Right, I'm following the evidence code of the state of California, Justice Council followed as well, and now editorial as to why I'm asking things to be straight.
It's a huge.
Stop.
I'll explain in break. You can't be in the middle of giving testimony, even if you go home and you know you're coming back the next day to keep testifying, and call one of the witnesses
Okay.
that you were accused of talking to about the case.
Asked about text to Rocky.
Charge him up.
And to his manager John after the incident. It was 21. Remember being asked that by Mr. Brislow a few minutes ago? Text after the incident saying, you tried to kill me.
You know, I don't get what you're saying.
You asked about text messages by Mr. Brislow just a few minutes ago. After the incident, where you text Rocky and his manager John saying you tried to kill him. Remember being asked those questions by Mr. Brislow?
I'm sorry, I don't get what you're saying.
This is live. This is not a replay.
It's double negative. I don't get what you're saying right now.
It's double negative.
It's not really clear. It's not making no sense. Now, I already answered something. I don't understand anymore.
Do you remember, I'm gonna break this off. Do you remember,
We got all day.
do you remember being asked by Mr. Brislow a few minutes ago today about text messages you sent
Okay.
with me so far? Are you with me so far?
Yo, you're annoying, bro. Just come on.
Are you with
We
me?
ain't even into the case. What are you doing here?
Are you keeping up? Stop. Are you keeping up with the question?
I can't keep up with him. I can't.
No.
Bless his heart.
You got to answer the questions he asks the question. He's going to ask you questions. Keeping up with it. Just ask the whole question.
Sure. You recall being asked by Mr. Brislow a few minutes ago about text messages you sent to Rocky and his manager after the incident saying you tried to kill him.
Yes.
And you were also saying you tried to kill me. During that same time, you were sending messages saying, I'm gonna get that man's money, right?
Bro, what are we talking about? We're talking about assault or lawsuit. Like, you keep trying to bring
He's
in
asking
lawsuit.
you a yes or no question. Listen to the question and then we'll yes, no, I know, or I recall. Go ahead.
You're gonna say, I don't
Same
recall.
time you were saying that, you were also sending text messages saying, I'm gonna get that man's
I
money.
don't recall.
See, told y'all.
You're posting those messages up here.
He says, I don't recall, when he doesn't want to admit something he did that he thinks is going to look bad to the jury. But the jury knows it. I don't recall means you, yes, you did it. You just don't want to admit it because you think it's going to look bad. That's it. The jury's. Yes, the defense is talking to him again.
Yeah, Mr. Nguyen has to leave. He's got an unavoidable commitment. He tried to postpone it, he couldn't, so he's going to leave now. He'll be back.
Who?
He'll be back at 1:30.
Yes, I will, you, yes, I'll be back.
Oh, the prosecutor. So again, he'll say, he just said, I don't remember to something he absolutely remembered last week. It just wasn't beneficial to his side. Specifically, this is regarding whether or not he said, I'm going to get this end's money
From what I'm seeing all the time.
to ASAP Nina.
It's two different, like,
Is this already into?
yes,
Which is
what? I can't see nothing. I don't know what I'm looking at.
It's not on the
It's
screen?
goofy.
It's on the screen?
Yeah, I see this. I don't know.
See the words?
Yeah.
That's what this attack is for.
Yeah.
So on the next morning, November 7th, 6:40 a.m., you sent a message saying to John.
I want to get this ends money.
That's not John. That's my business partner.
Well, that's Justin.
You're lying.
That's Justin.
You know that's Justin. You're not even putting names next to it.
So what you said to him, that same
But
time.
you just lied.
Stop it. Stop it. Okay,
What am I talking to? I'm careful.
Who is this text being sent?
I do not want to say it. You put me on. I'm not on trial. I've been here for 5 days. What this in? You just said it was a manager. This is not the manager.
Chill.
How are you? Go.
Was this text to John or is this to your manager?
This is my business partner.
Okay, business partner.
So he sent to your business partner, 6:30 a.m. that same morning, and you sent me Rocky a message to try to kill me. A message saying, I want to get this ends money.
Yeah, that's my business partner. He shot me. I have no career.
Bless his heart.
Well, asked by Mr. First Moment, you saw that videotape of you sitting with Detective Forrest and Matthew. Remember that? Yes. And you were asked on page 3 of the transcript, I'm not going to replay it, we can just go to page 3 of that transcript. Please.
Yeah, he's definitely crashing out, y'all.
No, man, they're trying to trick me up.
He needs some water. He needs a break. He needs a chill pill. That's what he needs. Give him a chill pill.
Stop. Don't say it.
Now, this wouldn't be contempt. He's just frustrated. It's not
Page
contempt.
3, on 14, 15, 16.
Relly is yelling at Taco lawyer, ASAP's lawyer. He feels like, I'm not on trial. That's what he thinks. Because he caught him in another lie. The lie of saying, I'm going to get this ends money. Because Taco was like, you sent this to Rocky's manager. And he was like, no, you're lying. You're lying. He sent it to his business partner, not the manager. But the point is, he said it. That's the issue. Jay Thompson said, do we need to pull our money for a job coach? He wants to
So
work.
when you're watching the video with Detective Forrest and Detective Matthew, you said
Nope.
that, and you see my girl, right? That was my girl I was with. True testimony that as you watch that video, you saw your girl really apart with you.
It's important, y'all.
What did you mean by that? When you
I
said
don't
that?
recall. It was a long time ago. Next.
I know. Next.
I don't recall.
Well, I mean, you asked a bunch of questions about insurance.
I just said I don't recall. It has nothing to do with nothing.
Let me see if everybody's on this.
Keep it
Oh
going.
shoot, everybody, they in trouble. Okay, guys. Let me just they in trouble. He's cutting out. All right, so the part that just most recently pissed off Relly to the extreme was that Joe came back and Joe begins to recross him, basically. Recross him. And Joe is like, you told ASAP's manager, I'm going to get this ends money, correct? He was like, what? When? What? He's like, you said, and then he put the text on the screen and then really goes, you're lying. I didn't say that to ASAP's manager. I said that to my business partner. Everyone was like, wait, what? Okay, the point is, did you say it or not? It's not who you said it that matters. It's that you said it. Because the issue is you saying, I'm going to get this ends money goes towards your motive for bringing this criminal case. Did you bring it because you were truly hurt, or did you bring it as a ploy to get Rocky's money? Secondly, the other thing, the bombshell that happened is, Joe can't come back and just ask about everything under the sun. He is asking about two specific things that were brought up in the prior cross-examination and redirect. Well, the other was that, and as well as this particular incident that occurred over the weekend. So last week on Friday, audio was played of a call between Wale and Relly. In that call, unbeknownst to Relly, Wale recorded it, in which Relly's going off about how he's going to get ASAP for his money. Well, they played the recording for Relly, and they asked Relly, "Is this you on the recording?" before they played it for the whole court. And he was like, "No, it's fake. It's fake." Like basically it's AI. And they're like, "Okay." Well, apparently after court, Relly called Wale and was basically calling him, charging him up about it. Well, that's a huge problem. It could be seen as tampering with witness. Someone in the chat had put that, but it's also like, if you're telling the truth, what does it matter? Why would you need to call another witness while you're still actively under oath? Meaning, your testimony isn't over. He knew he had to come back today to give more testimony. So you charging up Wale, and he admitted to doing it. He admitted that he called Wale over the weekend and asked him about that audio recording.
One more thing. You were asked about this clarification that you made over the weekend regarding you recalling that shooting was in Los Angeles. You testified on redirect, Mr. Preslombe, that you didn't understand my question. Last Friday, I asked you, a few weeks before you claimed you found 2 9mm shell casings at the scene on November 6, 2021. I asked you if you fired 9mm weapons at a shooting range, and you said, definitely not. I then asked you, definitely not. And you said, you heard me, definitely not. Watch this clip.
Just a minute. This is, let's do this foundation.
A few weeks before November 6, 2021, and a few weeks before, you testified that you found shell casings at the scene, non-nuclear shell casings. You fired 9mm weapons at a shooting range, correct? Definitely not. Definitely not. You heard me, definitely not.
You only said 9mm, it was multiple guns, you only showed 2 guns.
Then I showed you a video of you at a shooting range on October 19, 2021, after that answer. And I asked you about that testimony that you didn't fire any guns before November 6, 2021. And then he told the jury, I said unless I was at a shooting range.
He
And you
did.
said, definitely not. Play that, please.
He said, "You're kidding me."
This is sort of that part what you just told this jury. I don't know what I'm doing, 360, 365 days I'll be here. I'm talking about, what you just told this jury was that for November 6, 2021, you didn't fire any guns. So she didn't have your license. You know that was just that last time I talked about shooting range.
Then, as a matter of fact, we were talking about that shooting range, trying to find out where it was.
And I said Jersey.
I
said Jersey, but like what I said.
There's no question being asked of you right now. Stop.
Literally, no question is being asked of you. Shut up.
You heard Mr. Lewin and the prosecution ask for a stipulation that was outside of California. Watch this clip.
The date on the rest of the day, where's the stipulation on the date? Yes, what's the date again? We have stipulation.
October 19, 2020. And where is this negotiating? This date is something right over, so we have a stipulation on that date. On that date, this is outside of California.
I don't know where I'm saying.
So Mr. Lewin asked for a stipulation that was taken outside of California. I said, I don't know where it was taken. I asked you. I said, where it was taken. And that's when you said you don't know Macon, New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
But you also said Macon, New Jersey, not Los Angeles.
Okay, I did my homework, and it was.
Okay, well,
It was.
That was taken, sir. Is this the picture where you,
There's no question on the floor.
You don't remember where you want, you should have that, it's timestamp. It is not, timestamp, it should show it.
When they're asking you.
No,
Where's the record?
no, where the record? It's like probably New Jersey or something like that, or like, yes, it's not LA though.
Maybe New Jersey.
Not LA though.
Of course, I mean, like what I said,
There's no question.
you asked me this and you
Just
expect.
wait. The question was not LA. Well, it's.
You said that
Just a minute. As phrase, not LA, it's been flesh out.
one thing he was certain about, although he didn't know where it was, New Jersey. One thing he was certain about, testified to George, it was not LA. That's what you just said.
I mean, I was just trying to get
Is
it.
that yes or
Yes,
Not whatever.
Then
Yes
yesterday,
or no.
after 2:00 in the afternoon,
no? Friday,
no, sir, yesterday,
Oh,
Sunday?
yes, sir.
uh-oh.
Stick it with me. Then yesterday, after 2:00 in the afternoon,
Oh, shoot.
or before 2:50 in the afternoon, that 50-minute window, you called Mr. Sloman, telling him you wanted to clarify some information from your testimony last week. Correct?
Oh, yeah, I had to go back and do my homework. You asked me questions.
Is the answer yes?
Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And specifically, you advised Mr. Sloman that you could recall where the video from the shooting range was finalized. Correct?
Yes, yes, it was on my timestamp on my phone, which you wouldn't allow me to see.
And you, I wouldn't allow you to
I mean, you knew it said Los Angeles, one video over.
No question.
Don't
Good.
debate with Mr. Cappuccino. Wait for another question.
You told Mr. Sloman that you had gone back and reviewed your Instagram, and that you now recall that the video was recorded in Los Angeles on October 19, 2021. Correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Mr. Efron, there is nothing in your Instagram that showed you in Los Angeles on October 19, 2021. Is it?
Yes, it is.
Really? I'm gonna give you a live phone. You show me on your Instagram. Show me on your Instagram where it shows that you're in Los Angeles.
Wow.
On October 19, 2021.
What do you mean, live phone?
What this means is they tried to establish that, he couldn't have planted the casings because you can't take them on the airplane. You know, you can't have bullet casings on the plane with you. Well, they established that this happened less than a month before the incident in LA. In other words,
Stop, just stop talking. It's.
We have a letter from the DA, and the letter says that Mr. Efron informed them that he went on his Instagram.
Yes, my Instagram.
All right.
Your Instagram, as in Welly Boss?
You're trying to show me somebody else's that I can't activate where I can go to my archive. You're not
All right,
slick.
stop it. He doesn't need to go on someone else's phone.
You have your phone with you?
You know I don't got it. It's over there. We can get it, though. I can show you. We can go here right now.
So your
We can clear this
Instagram
up.
come on.
will cause you to go back.
No, you did because you're sneaky.
Don't be insulting. Stop it.
I'm feeling.
He is not insulting you. Don't insult him. Don't insult any lawyer.
Right.
You're not doing yourself any good by doing it.
I mean, I'm getting. I mean, it's not what I.
Not what he expected.
Well, thanks. That's the question for you.
It's 12 o'clock. I'd like to get finished with.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, because they need a lunch break for sure.
Right.
So anyway, what was it that caused you to remember this? What did you see?
You get a question asking, not giving me time, tripping me up. So I went back and I analyzed my whole Instagram, analyzed everything you said, and I started realizing what you was doing. So then I went to my archive. You just trying to show me something over a story that you can't get in your archive. So you're already like lying to people or lying about the situation because you know I cannot see it through that. I would
You
put it on my phone.
cannot accuse anybody of lying. Do not do that. I told you, nothing derogatory.
But nobody told me this.
I'm telling you, and I've been telling you.
Jay Thompson, you
not
right.
derogatory
He's
toward
taking it
anyone
personally.
in this
Them
court.
people at work.
Go ahead.
Mr. Efron, in fact, what happened yesterday was at 2 o'clock and at 2:11.
Selma.
somebody called with the handle name of Don't F with Justice, posted 2 photos on Twitter of you at the shooting range and the Los Angeles Gun Club at the shooting.
I don't know about none of this.
Hold on.
Whoa!
Jack's Foundation.
Sustain.
I'm asking the question whether these are. Let me show you this.
And also call for your safety, brother.
No.
Oh my gosh, girl. I'm gonna break it down, y'all.
The question calls for yes or no. Go ahead and show it.
Oh.
Don't.
Yo.
Look at it first. Before it's shown in.
Did you see, here's my question before I show it to you. Did you see, the Twitter post yesterday at 2:00 and another at 2:11 showing a picture of you at the shooting range that was displayed in court and another side by side of the Los Angeles Gun Club shooting range, which is identical to the one of you in court? Did you see that?
Yes, sir.
I don't get the question, you gotta say it again, please.
Sure.
Oh my God.
That was sent to me this morning through a friend. I never seen that.
Oh, so you did see that?
Yeah,
I'm
that
happy.
was sent through this morning. Somebody sent it to me.
All right, so whatever Mr. Tappan did just showed, was the first time you saw what you just showed?
This morning in the text message.
What time did you see it?
She hit me last night, the girl who sent this to me, and I seen it this morning. But this is the first time I
All right,
saw
this
it.
morning is the first time you see it.
And what that is a picture of you from the video in court last week at the gun club, that you know where it was, in New Jersey, not Los Angeles.
I mean,
And let me finish my question.
No objection.
And-
It is same part of the question.
What is that a picture of, sir?
Objection relevant.
Photo.
it's a recreational shooting range, sir.
And what's the other picture?
It's a shooting range.
Yeah, it was the one on the left. It was the one on the left.
Just me at the shooting range.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, it's the one with you with shoot, right?
Okay.
Okay.
And the recreational shooting range is the Los Angeles Gun Club, right?
Okay, yeah.
So that was posted at 2:00 yesterday, as it says on the post.
Mm-hmm.
And
Let me explain.
right after 2:00, you called Mr. Sloan to say, I remembered,
I did not see this, and I put down.
Let me finish the question.
I did not see this, and I don't need to see this. I told you. I looked at
Mr.
my-
Efron, let me finish the question.
so it's your testimony, sir, that it is a mere coincidence that minutes after, let me finish my question. It's your testimony, Mr. Efron, that it is a mere coincidence that minutes after these pictures were posted on the internet by somebody entitled named Don't F with Justice, pictures posted showing you at Los Angeles Gun Club on October 19, 2021. It's a mere coincidence that you then have to call the DA within minutes of that post to say you went back and looked at your Instagram and somehow you refresh your recollection that you were in Los Angeles on that day.
I mean, you just gave this to yourself. It took me all day, it took me from Friday. You used it. You're a lot. I had to figure it out. It wasn't easy.
What was that? What did you call him?
I said, this is a lot to deal with, so I had to figure it out.
All right.
I had to figure it out.
I thought you said
I had to figure it out.
He thought he said a lie.
Looking and finding, because, like I said, it wasn't easy.
All right.
I'll move around to some of this. Mr. Efron, you saw the video of your trial testimony on this topic, correct, just a few minutes ago?
Okay?
Okay, yes, I did. Okay.
Is that yes?
Yes.
I want to
You
see
look
the
like
tweet.
You were confused by that question at all when you said,
Put the tweet up.
definitely not.
I'm gonna be honest, I just wanted to stop talking to you.
Uh,
I thought it was over.
So you just made an answer.
It's not an answer. I just
Just
didn't understand. I needed time. Obviously, something like that, you need time. A lot of your questions, you need time. You don't show me no dates, no nothing. Just like how you said, John,
Nothing can stop. Say it again.
good.
All right.
Wow.
Yes, Mr. Efron, and you are excused. We'll go back. You need 135 or 130. Mr. Soto.
I'm gonna break it down.
You want 135? Would that be better?
Any more time, the better.
All right. Folks, we'll be back in session at 1:45. Mr. Sloman has some work to do.
Y'all, okay, 145. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ladies and gentlemen. All right, the bombshell that just happened. And number one, I think he's all done. I think they're all done with Relly, but I will come back at 1:30 just to make sure. Just to make sure. But I think I do think they're all done with Relly. So the bombshell that just occurred was this. Child, I want to make sure y'all peeped it. Put your questions in the chat. This is the time to answer. So, wait, Beauty is me said, "Well, where's it going?" And she said, "Back to Harlem." All right. So here's what happened. I'm sorry. I gotta gather myself. I ain't seen somebody so juicy in a minute. So part of the key testimony last week that was a bombshell was that they had asked Relly, "Have you ever shot a gun?" First they said, first they put up the photo of him shooting a gun in 2023 after the incident, and he acknowledged that yes, that was him shooting the gun. Then they said, "Have you ever shot a gun?" And at the time of that photo, he did in 2023 have a gun license. Then they said, "Have you ever shot a gun before the incident at issue now," which took place November 6th, 2021. He said, "No, I hadn't shot a gun." And they said, "Oh, really? Okay." And so then last Friday, they put on the screen proof of him at a gun range, October of 2021. So it was actually, I wrote it down. It was October 19th of 2021. So it was less than 3 weeks or 2 weeks actually before the shooting that took place November 6th. They asked him, where was he when he was at that gun range? He said Jersey, he thought it was New Jersey. He said that on Friday. Today on Recross, the state used that as evidence to imply, which I thought was strong, hey, he would have had to get on an airplane with those gun shells, and that would have in some way needed to be disclosed. Like you can't get on a plane with bullet shell casings. So he was trying to establish like, oh, okay. And then I'm back, guys. Don't worry. I am back. Sorry. I'm back. The power went out momentarily, so therefore the Wi-Fi went out. But make sure you can hear me so I can go ahead and I want to make sure that you can hear me. Okay, good. And we got this. All right. I'm back. Can y'all see me? Let's see. Yeah, somebody said really got to me. Okay, good. All right, I'm back. All right, so basically, today the state was trying to establish like, oh, there's no way he could have planted the shell casings because he then traveled to New York and he traveled to other cities, and in order for him to have planted the shell casings, remember he gave it to the it happened here, but he would have had to like give it to the people in New York. Well, what they established just now is he lied. When it took place in October, it was in LA at the LA gun range. And not only did he lie, but that that someone went on Twitter, someone that calls themselves Don't F with Justice went on Twitter, posted the same video of him at the gun range, really at the gun range, and did a side by side of the LA gun club, showing he was clearly in LA not in New York, and that's where it must have taken place. In other words, they caught him in a huge lie as to where he was shooting the gun. That's relevant because that's also where he could have picked up those shell casings up off the ground. So this was huge. This was super huge because also what a jury is going to judge is when he's caught in what appears to be a lie, how does he respond? This man acted a plum donkey fool. A plum donkey fool. Yes, cooked. So what happened is that video of him October 19th, 2021, 3 weeks before the incident that happened, the shooting on November 6th, was in LA. He was at the LA gun range. He found these shell casings in LA. All of that was local. He could have done that so easily. So easily. But he said it was in New Jersey. So trying to distance himself from the ability to just pick up some shells. Let me tell you, I've been to a gun range before, and the floor is literally blanketed with shell casings. Anyone could just literally, you tie your shoe, you could grab one up and put them in your pocket. There's buku. Think of it like if you went to a golf range and you were playing golf, how there's like balls everywhere. That's how this is. So it's like Taco hit up. Jack Love said Taco. I was gasping. Beauty said he probably plotted this for months. Leslie said, don't play with social media that he posted. Yep. Gracie said, people posting their whole lives online and don't realize that they can and will use that information against you. Yes. Oh, and then y'all saw Relly was so heated. He was on fire. Here, let me put this up. He was on fire when Attorney Taco basically was like, oh, well, show me with this phone. Because he was saying, oh, well, it was just he was basically implying, hey, it was an honest mistake. And the only reason he made it is, is because Taco wouldn't give him the timestamp. Taco's point was, no, it wasn't. Because Taco was saying, there's nothing on your Instagram that would have said this is LA. That the only reason he's up there admitting that it really took place in LA, that when he went to the gun range, it was truly in LA and not in New Jersey, was because he got outed on Twitter. Ciao, baby. He got at the, what do they call it? LA Gun Club. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. It said it, someone wrote, oh, here we go. Okay. I'm going to show this, guys. All right. It says the ASAP Rocky is, this was posted earlier this morning. Here, I'm going to make this bigger. This is critical. Y'all need to see this and not my big fat face. All right. So it says, this is the tweet that they were just discussing. Why can't I see it? Okay. This is the tweet they were just discussing. From Don't F with Justice. Oh, so I need to follow her or him or whatever it is. Okay, there we go. It says, the ASAP Rocky trial is set to start at 10:30 a.m. Wonder what the holdup is. In the meantime, here is a photo and video of why I think Relly is lying about the shooting range. He said, that's not LA though. I think it looks an awful lot like the LA Gun Club range. Just my opinion. What do you think? Gun range video was 10/19/21. The incident was 11/7/21. All right, so let's do this with audio.
Is that you? Yeah. I told this jury was that before November 6, 2021, you didn't fire any guns. Did you see shell casings ejecting backwards as you fired?
Hold on, that's critical, y'all. Hold on. You see how the Taco asked him, did you see casings ejecting backwards as you fire? Meaning they're coming back towards you. So literally you can just pick them up off the floor. When I've shot before at the gun range, sometimes the casings would actually like hit me on my shirt. One time I wasn't wearing a good bra and it flew down my shirt and I had hot titties. I had like a hot titty burn because the casing. So what I mean by that is it's very easy if you're at a gun range to collect casings. Let's hear what else he's saying.
As you fired.
That's all the 19. And
Where that was taken,
Do you know where it was taken, sir? He asked him, do you know where it was taken? Relly says it was Jersey or something like that.
I want to guess. It's not LA.
The key term is that's not LA though. Because again, what does Relly always do? Relly, rather than asking the question asked to him, answering the question asked to him, he likes to anticipate where he thinks you're going and answer that. He's like, oh, he's trying to pin me with LA. It's not LA though. Oh?
New Jersey, but you know, what did he ask? Is it?
It wasn't LA?
Can he be asked if it was in California? He said he doesn't know. Maybe it was New Jersey. That's the answer.
Boom. Had a whole attitude problem. Told the judge was sick of the back and forth and said, he said it wasn't LA, but he doesn't know the answer. Okay. We're going to listen to it one more time.
Thankful this jury was that before November 6, 2021, you didn't fire any guns. Did you see showcasing ejecting backwards as you fired?
That's all the 19. And
Where that was taken, sir?
where's the right?
I don't know. I want to guess. It's not LA.
Maybe New Jersey, but you know, what did he ask? Is it? Can he be asked if it was in California? He said he doesn't know. Maybe it was New Jersey. That's the answer.
All right, baby. He said, here is a clear screenshot. The ceiling features all look, hold on. I'm going to make this bigger. I need y'all to see every morsel. You hear me? All right, there we go. It's just a tiny bit bigger, but still. It says, the caption says, here's a clearer screenshot. The ceiling features all look almost the same. The bench mat with the brown edge. This was only a few weeks before the November 6th incident. I thought it was November 6th too. All right, got it. Now, this is saying 111. All right. Mind you, 111. So what they're referring to, this was yesterday. Even the judge was in shock. The judge was like, you mean Friday? He said, no, Your Honor, yesterday. He said, because he said yesterday after 2 p.m., actually after 2:11 p.m., Relly called the prosecutor. So here's the thing. Relly calls the prosecutor and tells the prosecutor, hey, I made a mistake when I said that it wasn't LA. I thought it was New Jersey. It was, in fact, LA. And what the defense attorney was trying to bring home was the fact that the only reason he cleaned up what he was saying is because he found out that that tweet was made that was going to embarrass the hell out of him come Monday. What do y'all think? I need to hear your thoughts in the chat. Adventuring says, was this part of why Relly contacted the state? Yes. That's exactly why. Sorry, I'm just seeing your statement, Adventuring. It's or was that just about the phone calls with Wale? I thought he said he went through his IG as homework. So yes, so the phone call with Wale, Relly never volunteered that information. He got recrossed, and that was brought up. What he was talking about, the homework, was Relly basically calling the prosecutor over the weekend to tell him, oh yeah, I was wrong when I said it's not LA. Because remember, it's one thing to say, I think it's in New Jersey. But then when defense attorney Taco went back to try and confirm, okay, so what about LA? Could it be LA? He could have said, I don't recall. Ain't that what he says for everything else? I don't recall. I don't recall. I don't recall. But that was the one time he was adamant it wasn't LA. So yes, the so-called homework that he did over the weekend was someone sent him that tweet. He realized he was wrong. Now, whether he just didn't remember or whether he lied, I feel like in this case, we could probably say it was a lie, because the question on the floor that started all of this was them simply asking Relly, have you ever shot a gun prior to November 6th, 2021? It's an easy question. But instead of answering that question, Relly wants to try and anticipate where they're going with questions and answer the question he has in his mind. Don't nobody care, Craig. Don't nobody care, Relly, what question is in your mind. You must answer exclusively the question on the floor to the jury. Question is, why would you film that? To look hard. To look hard. That's it. Says Relly keeps flapping them gums for no reason whatsoever. Good point. Nursing game, you have to sign in at all gun ranges. Yes, you do, and they take your ID. Epiphany says the state of Texas will charge you with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon for firing a prop gun at someone. Do you know if California has the same law? If they do, it doesn't matter because that's not what's charged with. He is charged only with firing a semi-automatic. So if there is reasonable doubt as to whether the gun at issue was a semi-automatic, ASAP wins. It does not appear at this time that the state has received permission from the judge to also get the jury to find in any lesser included offenses. Now, if the judge allows consideration of lesser included offenses, then yes, prop gun or not, it is absolutely assault with a deadly weapon due to the fact that it looks like a deadly weapon. And the intent when you present a prop gun is for people to think it's real. It says, okay, the Grammys were in LA. It says, Judge, that answer was a lie. Don't F with justice. We need to find out who this. I would not be surprised if that is literally like someone that don't like Relly and made that page. How easy would it be to do that? Like me, my law firm, not my law firm, like, because this might be against the rule. You could easily have any one of Rocky's buddies do that side by side. That's how come you heard the state immediately object and say, hearsay, Your Honor. But the way they were able to get it in was by simply asking him the question pertaining to that. Now, here's what's important about that hearsay objection. If that objection would have been granted, then that tweet could have been kept out of court. See, we didn't see the tweet. You and I did not see that tweet. If they put it on the screen, they didn't show it to us. But what it did was it knocked Relly off his stand. And here's the thing about hearsay. Hearsay is when it's an out-of-court statement, which can include a tweet. It can include a Facebook post, whatever. An out-of-court statement admitted for the purpose of proving the truth of that matter that's on paper. The reason it's considered hearsay and it's not fair is because you don't get to cross-examine whoever made that tweet. But here, if you're offering it for a different reason, you're offering it for impeachment. You're offering it to then simply ask Relly, the witness, hey, is it true you saw this tweet and this is why you called the prosecutor to change your testimony? That's why it was admitted. So it wasn't admitted to say this is true. It was admitted to say, isn't this tweet the reason why you called the prosecutor to clarify that the shell casings that you did shoot a gun before the incident and you shot one in LA. That's what happened there. That's it. Can they subpoena the LA gun range to see if he came there after the shooting? They can, but they won't. Why would they? At this point, the defense has closed out on such a high note, and there's no time. There's no time to subpoena and then find out if he was there. Because if the state finds out he was there, that's exculpatory, meaning that helps to put the blame on Relly and not ASAP. And if that's the case, they have to turn anything that makes ASAP seem less guilty. They have to turn that over to ASAP's defense team. They're not going to want to do that. They're not going to want to do that. So Anisha said maybe Riri made that page. She should have. She has over 7,000 posts and follows other cases. Oh, then thank you, Terry. Then that means she's a real deal. And this is not just some made up page for ASAP's case. No. And that person is probably based in LA. So if you're based in LA and you've ever been there before, you could be like, oh, wait, this looks familiar. Well, the image doesn't look like it was a semi-automatic pow. It sounded like Barney Fife's gun. Yeah. If they allow lesser included, he'll be facing 6 to 10 years instead of 24. Thank you so much, Adventurin. But it's still like a huge risk. Something tells me, so usually it's the defense that asks for lesser included. That's how come you might see like a murder trial, but then they'll be like, well, let's put manslaughter on the table. Let's put these other things. It's the defense that wants a lesser included. But here, they don't want it because that's why they hid the prop gun defense. Because if they would have put that, and the lesser included generally, if that's going to be considered, that has to be established prior to trial testimony beginning. Been right there. Why did they even take the case? Because they didn't know all of this. Thank you, Boo, that my skin is glowing. Thank you. Well, thank you. I've got a lot less stress. I've been in my mama's house for like 2 weeks and she's been cooking for me. It says, y'all let Relly keep answering this way and not answer the question. He's just digging a hole for himself. He really is. Ben there says, I hope Camille and Ben have decided to drop him. Can Relly be charged with anything? So here's the challenge. The state does not like charging someone that has been their star witness. They don't like charging them with anything for the reason that it's called poisoning the witness or tainting the witness. Basically, it causes the prosecutor's office to lose credibility. Especially if this is a witness that is going to be the key witness in a criminal trial where someone could have gone to jail, they're not going to charge that person. If they're going to charge them, they're going to charge them beforehand, as in they'll charge them, but not use them as a key witness or a witness at all, rather. So I'd be so screwed if I ever was a witness because literally I don't remember nothing. I have the worst memory. Oh, yeah, I got the memory of a crack baby for sure. Gracie said, I had no interest in this case before Simone started covering it. Now I'm locked in. Thank you. Come on. Y'all know he lied. Jay Thompson said, when my husband asked me questions today, I'm going to say, I don't recall. That's a good one. I don't recall. It is too late. He is busted, period. Talking too much got him in trouble. All right. Great question. Question is of a mistrial. And I'll answer a few more and then we're going to break. The question about the mistrial. Here's the deal. They don't want a mistrial. They want a not guilty. So now the state might want a mistrial, but at this point, and I think I said this last week, if this is a hung jury, there ain't no way the prosecutor's office is going to retry this case. There's no way. It is, you cannot have this kind of case with this type of unruly key witness. So if it's a hung jury, effectively ASAP wins because they're not going to retry it. Or if it's a not guilty jury, I don't even see the state wanting to go for a mistrial because a mistrial still in effect would be like a loss for the state due to the fact that they're not going to bring this case again. Although it might be better to have that mistrial and then people are like, oh, are you going to bring it or not? And then like 6 months or a year from now, be like, nah, we're not going to retry it because then all the media fanfare will have died down. But a mistrial is more so for some type of admission of improper evidence. If he continued, now, if Relly had continued to refer to Taco Pino lawyer as a liar, arguably a mistrial could have been argued, but that is a objection for Taco Pino's side, and he's doing so good, they don't want that. They want a straight up innocence. I just feel like at this point, between Relly's anger outbursts, the very convenient, oh yeah, it was in LA and I found the gun casings, I think it's going to be really, really hard for a jury to come back and believe him. Oh, pardon me. I just don't see it. Terry Burrell said, can they give him the Jesse Smoley treatment after trial if it's proven that he made this up about Rocky for money? Now, what could happen is Rocky can definitely countersue him, especially in the civil court, and make him even broker than he is. Yeah, really is unhinged and combative. Are there any corroborating witnesses? Yes, that's what all the witnesses that the state are going to call are going to be corroborating witnesses. That's why the state would call them, right? So far, it's the cop that said, hey, I'm here in response to, a call of gunshots. And then it's the 911 caller who said gunshots. I think the 911 caller, I can't remember if she said she heard two or two to three. I'm not sure. But I think today, the best point made by the state is that there were 2 gunshots and he collected exactly 2 casings. And despite believing or recalling that he thought it was 3 to 4, he only collected 2 casings. And it was not until like years later that Relly confirmed and was informed that it was in fact only 2 gunshots. I think that was the strongest, most helpful point for the state that was established. Why is Relly a witness and not an accuser? He's both. He's accusing him of the crime and a witness to the crime. You can be both. Nisha said, charge him with stupidity. Yep, Adventurin says, absolutely. She, as an attorney, would not have asked for a lesser included offense either. Said, if you can't prove the case you have, I'm sure I'm not going to make it easier for you. Boop, boop, boop. Like this live guy, guys are here. What are grounds to dismiss the case? So basically, it's really high. The judge has to feel like there has been no presentation of evidence on a specific point that is critical to find them guilty. So for example, to find someone guilty of aggravated assault with a semi-automatic, there must have been presented at least some arguable proof, one way or another, that the weapon was in fact a semi-automatic. Here, the state has provided a scintilla of that proof by saying we've got shell casings and we've got a phone call that said, I heard 2 gunshots, and a witness that says, I heard gunshots and I believe that it was a real gun. That is good enough to at least present to a jury and let the jury make the call. You only dismiss a case when, for all of the elements, there has not been presentation of evidence on at least one of the elements that you have to win. Here, that's not been the case. There's been something presented. It says, Nisha asked, how many shell casings were there all allegedly? There were 2 allegedly, and there were only 2 gunshots heard on the audio recording. So that's consistent. Terry Rowe said, I don't trust juries after the recent trials I've watched. I know the max is huge he can get, but what is the minimum? The minimum would be probation. Are there any corroborating witnesses? Okay, we got one over that. Yeah, this is real crazy. Yeah, Relly was absolutely taking everything personally. Oh, one of the questions, how did they find out, as in, how did Taco Joe find out, A$AP Rocky's lawyer, that Relly called Wale? Now, this is important. On Friday, they played for Relly a conversation between Relly and Wale, in which Relly is telling Wale, man, I'm about to get this in for his money, talking about Rocky and about how he's going to sue him for money and how much and those kinds of things. Well, they played the audio because you have to play the audio for the witness to get them to identify whether or not it's them on the tape. They played it for Relly, and Relly was like, that wasn't me. Nope, that's fake. That's fake. What was admitted into evidence today on the recross by the defense was, if it wasn't you, why did you call this man over the weekend while you're still under oath? So you're still under oath. Once you get sworn in, the first day of your testimony, you stay under oath until your final day of testimony. Like, they don't just re-swear you in each morning. No, you stay. It's expected. You're going to tell the truth until your testimony is over. So it's a big deal when you're under oath and you're chit-chatting with other witnesses that are supposed to be giving or maybe giving testimony later. That's huge, because like someone else in the chat said, it could be seen as tampering with a witness. But also the argument is, well, why do you care, sir? Why does it matter? Or why do you care if you're telling the truth? Why would you call And if it was fake, why would you call Relly and fuss him out as you did? Linda said, it sounds like he's after Riri's money because Rocky is only worth $25 million. Well, interestingly, the attorneys, Johnny Depp's lawyers, Camille and so forth, that are allegedly representing Relly want $30 million. We need to figure out who this Wale is. Yeah, if y'all find out, let me know. We need that. All right. All right, guys. I think they're all done with Relly. If so, I will be back at 1:45 here. It's going to be come back to the channel. It'll be a new live stream. I won't keep this one up because it's kind of annoying when you like have to shift through all of that. But I will be back at 1:45 here. I'll start a new live chat link here at the channel. And because I want to see, are they going to continue with Relly? Are they done with Relly? And who's next? Because the next witnesses that I honestly want to hear from are ASAP's witnesses. So put more questions in the chat, hit that like, share this as well on your socials. Y'all take care. It's your legal bestie, Attorney Simone. See y'all this afternoon. It's going to be 1:45 actually, 1:45 Pacific time. So that'll be 3:45 Central time or 4:45 Eastern. Bye.